Welcome back to another episode of the Believe in Balance podcast. I'm your host, Dave Dancero. I want to first thank everyone for giving me feedback about last episode where I talked about personal emergency response systems, and I appreciate whenever I get feedback. As you know, this is I'm still waiting for my intro jingle for this, but this is just a way to me to put down some thoughts. Share some of the progress and projects that I've been working on. And a lot of what I've been doing is around measurement and mobility. So that was the last episode was talking about what we need to do to keep individuals safe in their home before we can, introduce programs that help them with their balance. And that's what I'm building. That's what I'm talking about in my upcoming book, Closure After Stroke. And I'm also building courses around fall prevention and mobility. So this week, you're going to notice that the title for this episode is a little bit different. And as busy as I am, when I saw this come through last week, I could not let it go. So today, I'm, maybe you heard in the news the return of the president's fitness test under President Trump. So this is going to be a completely satirical piece, and I'm riffing on the return of this test. It's going to play with exaggeration, some irony, and a little bit of political commentary, and poke fun at both the absurdity and the announcement and the disconnect between public health initiatives and the political accountability that we're lacking. So, title for this episode is Trump reinstates the president fitness test and promises to personally demonstrate the shuttle run in one beautifully, very strongly initiated example. Yeah. So I'm your satirical correspondent for this. My name's Dave Dancer again. And let's say for this one, I'm straight out of the Department of Irony and Squats. So in a stunning and funny turn of events that absolutely no one asked for, President Donald J. Trump has signed an executive order reinstating the presidential fitness test, a program last seen terrorizing school children and gym teachers back in 2013. The move comes as part of the administration's new initiative, Make America Healthy Again, or MAHA, perhaps you've heard of it. Because if there's one thing this country desperately needs right now, with a broken healthcare system, it's mandatory sit-ups and chin-ups for 11-year-olds and having former pro WWF wrestlers and aging celebrity athletes by the president's side to state the case. Quote, and again, completely made up. This will be the most incredible fitness test, maybe ever. President Trump declared from the White House lawn while standing next to the flexed arm hang bar as he assured the public he can totally conquer it. Believe me, so many people are saying it. I'm the best flexed arm hang person ever. According to the executive order, starting this fall, every student in America will be required to complete a series of physically traumatizing events, including the mile run, V-sit and reach, and existential crisis about why they have to do this during fourth period. Winners will receive a badge. Losers will receive a note that says, try harder. And everyone will walk away with the lifelong memory of wheezing through the shuttle run in front of their crush. Could this be a convenient distraction? No, never. Critics have suggested that the reintroduction of the fitness test is a transparent attempt to shift focus away from the administration's more pressing failures, like the economy, climate inaction, legal entanglements, and the president's confusing ongoing feud, let's just say, with his recollection of Epstein. This is not a distraction, said the White House spokesperson. You all know her name. She's the young 20-something blonde that thinks we are all stupid to believe their daily BS press briefings. The president is deeply committed to American health. He even promised to cut back to one Diet Coke per hour and walk a few extra steps on the golf course. Fit to lead? Well, let's find out. In a bold display of bipartisanship and chaos, some lawmakers are now questioning whether the president and Congress members should be required to pass the same fitness standards they are imposing on children. If a fifth grader needs to run a mile in under 10 minutes to be considered healthy, I'd like to see what Senator Chuck Grassley or President Trump clocks in at, said one anonymous House representative, tying their running shoes. I suspect we'll need to allow golf carts and emergency defibrillators. Also, another added, if a 12-year-old needs to touch their toes, why shouldn't Mitch McConnell have to as well? The president has offered to consider taking the test himself as long as the mile can be completed via golf cart, the sit-ups are replaced with power nodding, and the V-sit is interpreted as a very strong sitting position. And waivers, of course, will be allowed for heel spurs. Making fitness great again. The administration insists this initiative is about reclaiming America's physical glory. We're bringing back traditional values like pull-ups, stretching, and body shaming. America will once again lead the world in children crying in gym class, said the press secretary. Meanwhile, nutrition experts and public advocates have noted that while encouraging movement is a good thing, a comprehensive health strategy might also involve improving school lunches, funding physical education, and not, say, eating cheeseburgers on Air Force One at 2 a.m. But in the end, as President Trump put it, nobody is more fit than me. Maybe Abraham Lincoln. And even then, he could not do push-ups in a full suit. I can just see that this could be fodder for SSNL weekly update going back and forth with this announcement. But again, the climate now probably would be afraid their show might get canceled. So I'm going to leave it with this. With all the chaos we have going around, I just wanted to kind of call attention to this release and how crazy it is, and the fact that no one really connected with anyone in education to find out the reasons why this test was dropped, why maybe building community and programs that embrace fitness in another way, maybe even trying to understand that most school systems in the country don't even use their showers anymore. And maybe that's a problem, but maybe we need to be in touch before we, start these crazy initiatives. Again, executive orders. That's all I have for now. I just wanted to put it out there that, if this kind of stuff makes you laugh, it would be funny if it wasn't actually really happening in real life and the leadership really feels like we're really this stupid. So leave me some comments. I enjoyed the last, the last feedback you gave me from the episode on personal emergency response systems and fall alerts. And I hope you'll weigh in, especially if you're a school teacher, a nurse, PE teacher in particular. And, when other things are getting canceled, like a full episode I did about how school funding and farm-to-table programs were canceled earlier by the administration, and then something like this comes out, we know that it's just another sham. And, I've also talked in previous episodes about my Bright Minds initiative and why program and funding for real, school-based and community-based programs aren't getting funded. That can really teach lasting health and not just shame kids that they can't do the flex dom hand or a sit and reach test. That's all I have for now. Until next time, stay well, keep the faith, and keep moving forward.